Base Goku is either a character that you think is a top-tier anchor that is able to keep up with the best of the best, or you realize he's a noob trap that has some critical flaws that simply get outclassed by what the other top-tier characters of the previous patch had to offer. Does this patch fix those issues? Not in the slightest. They did fix the weird issue with him where before, in the patch where they made it so that characters could combo from their beams into Super Dash in the corner, Base Goku and UI Goku were the only two characters who received that change that couldn't combo into Super Dash from their Kamehamehas. That's been fixed now. This of course means that Base Goku's damage is once again buffed, as most of the other casts has been. This also works in mid-screen. And let me tell you, this rejump is by far the easiest one that he's ever had. There's an argument made that the skill of this character got taken out where everybody's just going to be doing this very simple and straightforward routing right now. Whether or not that's a good or a bad thing, I think is up to the player to decide. It's certainly a change, it's certainly a buff, and Base Goku has it now, so here we are, once again. The other changes that Base Goku got were to his Kaioken's, funnily enough. They've done some stupid things to encourage stupid ways of using the move. So they made it so that on block, the Kaioken follow-up light's recovery has been adduced. They adjusted the hit stop and the guard recovery when blocked. As you can see, the enemies push back and they're about -7. This means that you're safe from you're pretty much safe if you end this one. Again, it's sort of a change where if you drop this Kaioken combo, or you're one of those people who thinks that Kaioken is neutral, that you're going to be largely safe and able to end your block string with this move. Because, I mean, at that distance, there's not a 6-framer in the game that's going to punish you, save for maybe like one example of a character I could think of. However, the more interesting changes come with how this affects his Kaioken combo routes. His Kaioken light has adjusted hit stop. His Kaioken down is faster. It's still reactable and slow, but again, it means it's more combo friendly, possibly a mix-up tool if you're one of those Base Goku players. And you have increased hit stop on hit. In addition, his follow-up heavy attack has increased attack speed to it now. All these changes interact together to change Base Goku's optimal Kaioken routes. Before, you would combo like this. Because of the faster speed of his throw, you now have to change your Kaioken routes, as the 5L, 5S, 5H Kaioken route no longer combos. But you just have to change things. You can now combo into his Kaioken throw in the corner from his 5L or his 2L in Kaioken. This is a nice quality of life change because sometimes you would have to like be very tight with your inputs on getting the 5L to combo on the ground against the opponent to then get 5S to set up for the grab to combo. And now it's just pretty easy. You go for the fast 5S option, you do one of the light follow-ups, and then you get Kaioken throw. As you can see, it still doesn't work mid-screen off of 5L. If you get them cornered, it works. And once again, in mid-screen with the 2L, it doesn't work. This does mean that Goku's Kaioken routes from mid-screen to corner are arguably a little bit better in terms of damage, since I believe the heavy throw does some of the more damage than in some of those situations. This is namely a buff that he appreciates once he's in Kaioken ×3 and Kaioken ×7, because now, or not ×7, but ×20, because now he's able to do all of, like from a mid-screen position, he's still able to do all of his usual routes and include the throw, meaning he gets all individual hits to maximize the damage. They did not address the weaknesses of this character, though, where overall he has some pretty defensive special moves. His pressure against Reflect is terrible. If you reflect this character once, he's just in a bad spot all the way around. He's not making you block another follow-up normal. Except if he goes for 5H, which severely limits the options he can do, his Kaioken times 20 knockdown is still garbage to work with. If you're a fan of playing Ki Blast RPS for your level 3 equivalent knockdown, BASEKU might be the character for you. Ultimately, like, they've buffed his combo and his damage routes, but there's still these core issues with him that just really hold him back. And once you start finding players who understand the knowledge checks that BASEKU presents, he feels incredibly lackluster at those high levels of play. This is coming from a BASEKU player who has definitely robbed people with 1v3 comebacks on this character time after time again. It's just you have to work so much harder than other characters. The one thing I will say is that he does benefit from Vegito and Labcoat basically being put into timeouts as characters, but if those characters are on screen, BASEKU still has the same problems and struggles as he does before, and his anchor comeback potential doesn't have the same just force a RPS situation, guess for game, that other characters still can do with more resources. Ultimately, BASEKU is still pretty fine this patch. I think that he's probably usable as a mid character, if anything, but y'all, take it from me. Don't anchor with him.